What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Unplayable, the Conversation Lab, the place that for some reason you go to hear us just squabble about Star Wars Unlimited. We're here, all four of us, for the first time in a long time. Mike, Jay, Jim, and myself, D-House. How we doing, guys?
So good.
Survived pre-release weekend, so that's a one thumb up.
Having a real good time with the new set.
Yeah,
this set's awesome.
Your enthusiasm is contagious, guys.
Well, we are filming this on a Monday, so
okay.
Yeah, I had to wake up at 5 a.m. to give my dog some anti-anxiety drugs because he's going under right now to get some X-rays, and so I'm tired.
Yeah, that's fair. And it was a busy weekend, lots of games, and then you had to wake up and go to work and do all the things.
Yeah, well, and the time change too, so it really was felt like 4:30.
True.
That spring forward gets you.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. I do want, since this is a Chicago weather podcast now, I do want to update you that it is 65 degrees in Chicago right now.
Ooh,
all right,
nice.
I can live there now.
All right.
Specifically right now.
It's been recorded on the internet, so it is contract. I can't wait. All right, well, we're just gonna dive into it. We all had pre-releases. We all opened up a bunch of packs, regular ones, Carbonite. Well, I guess we didn't all open Carbonite. Jim, did you open Carbonite?
Okay, don't have to call me out like that, but no, I didn't.
He hasn't opened Carbonite. He hasn't won a store showdown. Come on, dude, get it together.
It's good.
I'm just here for the vibes.
There it is.
He's also the only one that top 8'd a PQ.
There we go. And he's also the only one who is
he the only one that played in a PQ?
I just want to be different, you know.
All right, well, let's get into it. Who wants to go first? Who's just itching to share?
I think you are.
Yeah, I think you are too.
100% David.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I did. Okay.
You can't help yourself.
Why?
You can't wait.
What?
You know.
Okay. I'm happy to do it. I don't understand this singling out stuff. Well, first, I just want to show this card off because I opened a Devastator.
There it is.
Nice.
There it is.
In a
Is that a
Carbonite
foil one?
booster. Huh?
Is that the foil one?
No, it's just regular.
No,
It's still cool.
Still a good hit.
it's cute.
It's still cool.
So the end of probably the one of the most fun moments was at the end of my second pre-release. Some people were like, kind of like, oh, should I buy a Carbonite booster? Should I, we're all talking about it. And like, everyone was kind of saying like, I don't want to buy it, but I have so much FOMO. And I kind of said, I was like, all right, maybe if I buy one, then it'll scratch the itch. And so of course, all the guys that played in the tournament, there's probably like 8 to 10 guys that are egging me on. And so I was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. And I got my buddy Corey, who I think you guys met at Gen Con, to pick out the pack because in set 1 pre-releases, he gave me my pre-release box. Like he had 2 and he gave me one and it had the Krennic showcase.
And I had the
in it.
Krennic.
And
Nice.
so I let him choose my stuff now. And so I let him pick the pack and so opened it in front of all the guys and it had that Devastator, it had the Ghost, it had Profundity, a Hyperspace Profundity, and then Hyperfoil Vader pilot leader.
Not too shabby.
4 legendary pack.
I was like, isn't this normal? Like, don't you get 4 legendaries in these packs? Apparently that's not normal. So
Yeah, you in
Not
fact
super
do
normal.
not.
So I was excited, especially the Devastator, because we think that's gonna be the high price pre-release. So yeah,
Definitely an exciting one. Should we just talk generally about Carbonite packs since you started with that?
Real quick.
yeah, let's do that.
What's our
Jim?
So
Take it away.
yeah, Jim, what do you think about them?
So I have not opened any, so I'm going to be the lame one of the group for that reason. I think they're cool, but just the one thing that we saw in the old Lexington meta is a buddy at the end of the first pre-release we went to wanted to open a Carbonite pack to try to get the serialized card. It was a whiff. And then he bought another one and it whiffed. And then he bought another one and it whiffed. And so he's just going one at a time.
Just degenerate gambling.
Yeah.
6 in a row and whiffed every time. Ran out of cash and there was one pack left. And you better believe somebody came swooping in, bought that last pack, and it was a Grand Admiral Thrawn showcase.
Oh my God.
So I really like what they're doing. I like that there's the collectability piece of that. However, things like that just are such feels bad kind of moments where it's like he just kind of used $180 to get, I mean, cool card still. He still gets the 6 prestige cards or however many packs he opened. But yeah, I don't know. It's like if you don't hit it and you're getting them in that small of quantity, it's just a really big feels bad. So like if you're going to do it, probably buy a box because you're going to get a little bit more consistency.
Yeah, I'd recommend that for sure.
But I do like that like showcases are going to be easier to collect. And there's something for the collectors at heart. It's just not typically how I'll play the game.
Yeah, it feels like showcases are showing up way more frequently than they did in the past. Like I was lucky to get any showcases in the previous set, and I got 5 showcases across all my stuff.
Flash those for the screen one more time.
Here, hold on. Yeah, which ones you got over there?
All right. So, all right.
5
we got the best one. We got the best one, Luke.
There we go.
Unplayable, but it's fine.
We've got Rio. Sorry, it's not going to focus on these, but whatever.
Right.
You get the idea. We got Rio. We've got
Very cool.
Piet.
Nice.
We've got
Hey, David needs one.
Han, and out of my pre-release box, Thrawn.
Dope.
That's awesome.
So
That's awesome.
This is very out of the ordinary. It feels weird, but they're really like the Carbonite packs are really fun to open.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. Like I've been a big critic of sort of the Carbonite pack whole concept, and they're definitely more fun to open than I thought they'd be. But it remains to be seen whether the value is actually there or not. So I think time will tell.
That's a whole different conversation, I think. But the fact that you get 1 prestige card in every pack is like
makes them feel so cool.
It makes it feel a lot more
exciting.
worth it. At least like the feeling, the psychology of like, okay, cool, I got this cool card that you can only get if you open this pack, and it's guaranteed 1 in each pack. So you're getting something from buying it. Now, if they're going to be worth very much, that's a whole different thing. But like if I haven't opened a Magic collector box, but I'm assuming you could open one and not get anything cool in the pack.
Yeah.
So, like the fact that you do get a unique card just in these packs makes it feel a little better.
Yeah. The other thing that I was thinking about this weekend was like, because the Carbonite boxes exist, I have almost no desire to open normal booster boxes.
Yeah.
Save it for the drafters. Come on.
That would be cool. Like that was part of my critique as well, was like, drive the people who want to, spend a lot of money on boxes away from the actual booster boxes and into the Carbonite boxes. Which I mean, maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want really cheap normal box prices, really expensive Carbonite box prices, and then that's gonna be it. I don't know.
Yeah. And I mean, once the collector boxes are gone, like they said, they're not printing more. I think I'm pretty sure they said that it's like a 1 print thing. You'll have to resort to buying regular boxes if you want the product.
True.
It is fun though. I like opening the packs personally.
It did add an element to the pre-releases that I think it just bonded people together of like do I do it? Do I open and nobody opened it without a crowd around them. Like there was a fun element, like a community building element to this collectors thing that was cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and spoil it for you guys because my video hasn't been released yet, but I did open a collector box and maybe it'll go out before this podcast. I don't know. We'll see. But boom, baby.
Come on.
Let's go.
Very nice.
So good.
Dang.
So I've opened a total of 1 collector box, and I've opened what is essentially 2 pre-releases. And I've gotten 2 showcases because I got Admiral Akbar in my first ever pack.
That's hype.
Let's
That's
go.
nuts.
That's
insane.
That's a good start to a set.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is my set, baby. Let's go.
That's so good. That's so good. All right. Anything else on Carbonites?
I don't know.
All right.
I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but I don't think there's anything else to add here right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into pre-releases. I went to 2. I went on Friday night and Sunday afternoon at Fair Game Geneva here in Chicago. Great time. Great people. We had 17 in the first one and 15 in the second one. And there were lots of pre-releases happening at the same time all over the area. So I thought that was a pretty strong showing. So I opened my stuff and I got 2 legendaries in each of my pre-release boxes, which was nice. I started with Poe Blue, which ironically Jim was also running Poe Blue at the same time.
Indeed.
And I ran it the next day.
And Mike ran Poe Blue, and Jay.
I did it.
not.
Let's go.
One in every crowd.
Yeah. So I kind of was looking, I was like, man, having this repeatable like Poe jumping around, getting lots of value with an extra resource here and there when your curve isn't perfect. In my head, I was like, this seems really good. The problem was I didn't have low cost units to drop. Like all of them were high cost stuff. And so I kept losing my vehicles and not having anything to do with Poe. It felt really bad. So after 2 games, I swerved to Boba because I had a ton of indirect damage stuff. And I did Boba, the new Boba with yellow, and it was so much fun. Had a blast. His flip is just so good.
It's nasty.
Limited.
Yeah.
Little Overland Barrage-ish. That was super fun. So ended up going 3 and 2. Got some packs. It was super fun. Had a good time. A lot of Poe and Wedge at the top tables. I don't know about you guys. Poe and Wedge seemed to dominate both of our pre-releases. So
Interesting.
If I had pulled a Poe, I would have played it. But I pulled like 3 leaders out of my like 6 packs. It was like I had 3 doubled ups on my leaders, so I was kind of like screwed. I couldn't run red green hero, which is I had
sucks.
an absolutely insane red green hero like grouping pairing in my sealed pool, and I couldn't run it because I didn't have a green hero or a red hero to play. Yeah. So I ended up going with the yellow hero with Han because my green pool felt like it was just kind of insane. And it was insane because I ended up going undefeated with it, and we were playing best of 3, which I think was a terrible decision by the game store.
My first pre-release was best of 3 too, and it took way too long.
Why? Just why?
It's because it's such a casual format. Please just play best of 1.
Honestly, like that sealed, I don't think is that good in this game because of exactly what Jay just said, where he literally can't run his 2 best colors because he didn't open a leader that matches. Like if it was draft, you would have had way more control over what you actually play. So I think draft is way better than sealed for this game. Sealed's still fun. I still enjoy it, but
to learn the set, I love sealed, but totally agree with the limited formats. Draft is superior.
I feel that way in like every
it's
game.
Fun.
I always feel like draft is better than sealed. Sealed is just like a quick way to open some packs and play.
Sure. Yeah.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I was really sad that I couldn't play that color combo because I had some crazy cards.
Still worked out for you.
Yeah, it did. Han felt really good. Like if you can line it up to where like you play, 4 costs plus a 5 cost or like a 5 and a 3 cost on his flip turn, it feels insane. Like you just get ahead so fast.
Yeah. I feel like set 1 Boba a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And then like I had one game where I flipped, like I dropped the 5 costs, flipped, and then readied 4 resources, played prepare for takeoff, was able to find a 2 cost ship, put the 2 cost ship down, and I drew another card off of the prepare for takeoff. It was just like It felt crazy.
That's sweet.
I do wonder if like Han could be cracked like Boba. I don't know.
He seems pretty good.
If your opponent controls the board and you flip and you don't get to read anything, then it just sucks.
Yeah.
But so I feel like in constructed, if your opponent recognizes like don't let him have a bunch of odd cost cards on the table when he flips, then you're like there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. But I don't know, if you play go wide and they're not able to deal with all your ships and stuff, then it could be kind of insane maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
I also had Boshek in my deck.
Nice.
To draw cards. Yeah, it was sweet.
That's sweet. About you, Jimbo?
I went to 2 pre-releases. Let's see. First one. Yeah, I played. I feel like both of the decks, I just like saw my piles and just quickly was like, yep, that's what's happening. So it didn't feel like there needed as much thought. And then, yeah, both of the times I think I had like 34 playable cards. So I only had like 4 choices to make to actually like cut it back down to 30. So yeah, like you said earlier, I had Poe Blue for the first one. and with just a ton of space units. And so it was so easy just to get them rolling and always have a pilot. It was hilarious calling Judge on the very first game of a pre-release sealed event because I couldn't remember if Poe came back on the epic action turn exhausted, if you could still deploy him like normal. Answer's yeah. I was just not thinking right, but wanted to go and ask there. So went 2-1 in that one. I lost to an insane red-green Luke deck. So sorry to the fans. Poe took an L there. But then the next day, I had a green-blue Piet deck and went 4-0 on that one. Apparently, the 5-cost 5/5 overwhelm with raid 1.
Oh yeah.
If you can play 2 of those on the turn after Piet flips, it gets really gross really fast. And so I had opponents claim that I was cheating. But the reality is they just weren't playing anything on the ground, and so Piet stayed alive, and there's nothing they could do about it. So that deck felt insane and sealed. Poe felt fair but good.
Okay. Yeah.
I kind of felt the same way about Poe, like fair but good. The one game that I lost to was against my buddy Marcus, who opened like the most cracked like boba deck ever. It was like a red yellow boba that would just like every single turn would trigger Boba's ability to deal indirect damage. And it's like by like the Boba flip turn, I had like 15 damage already on my base, and you know he's flipping onto something huge that I can't deal with because I'm playing Poe. I had out the airlock and the direct hit in my deck, but it's like they never quite lined up right to where you know they could catch the flip turn, and doing that, you know, that 4 damage like little mini barrage is just so good, especially in this format. And when you're dealing a bunch of indirect damage anyway, it's like you got to think ahead with like where you're placing that indirect damage, because it's so easy for them to just flip and like, you know, machine gun everything that they didn't already kill. So that was sweet. That was fun to see. And then the second pre-release, I opened that Thrawn showcase and I was like, I gotta force it. I don't care if the deck's good, deck's bad. Like I can't not play a showcase if you open a showcase in a pre-release, right? So I built a blue and red Thrawn deck. I only had 4 when defeated units, unfortunately. I had the Desperate Commando. I think that's what it's called. I had the one relief runner, and then 2 of the droid missile platforms. And it was terrible.
But you looked good doing it.
Exactly. I really like, for sealed, Ventress would have been such a better common like leader than Thrawn, because I opened Thrawn across. I opened 2 Thrawns in that pool, and then I opened a Thrawn in the other one. And it's just like you can't play him because you don't open enough when defeated. In draft, you can like choose to pick the when defeated cards, but in sealed you can't. So it was not a good deck, and I got wrecked by Vader. And then I got wrecked by Boba again, Boba Yellow. And then I switched up my deck. I was like, all right, I got out of my system. I paid the showcase tax. I played the deck. And then I built the actual deck that I would have built if I was trying. And I built a Vader red deck, and it was just disgusting and just like steamrolled. Vader in sealed, crazy.
Yeah, very good.
Absolutely crazy. Even if you just flip them onto a TIE fighter, it's so hard to deal with. That
there's so many stats on that thing.
It's crazy. Yeah. So crazy.
Yep.
So ironically, in my second pre-release, my sealed pool was a Thrawn sealed pool, but I didn't get Thrawn. I had double Chimera, double Krennic, and a bunch of blue ships with when defeated. Like, it was like, what?
Why couldn't I have opened
I know.
that pool?
I was literally looking at it. I was like, can I force this? Because I did pull a Vader. So I was like, maybe I go Vader blue. But the green stuff actually was pretty bad. And so I couldn't do it. But I was like, oh, the double Chimera. It's like, it's just sitting there. Like, come on.
It's tough.
I got to tell my trench run story.
Oh, yeah.
So,
do that.
Apparently I can't read because I was playing this game when I was playing the Vader deck. I had trench run in as like a, cheeky extra damage. Paying 3 for 4 damage is just good, right? So I didn't properly read the card. And I read it as your opponent flips 1 card, and then it's the difference between the cost of the card that you're attacking with and the card that gets flipped. So I was wrong on 2 counts. Neither do they flip only 1 card, nor does it compare its value against your card.
No.
They flip 2 cards, and you compare the value of those 2 cards against each other. So he flipped a 3 and a 5 or a 3 and a 4 or something like that, and I took 7 damage to Vader, and he died.
Yeah.
And that 10 damage would have been lethal.
Oh no.
I still won the game, but like I did not know how that card worked, and
but
just
our
a
Discord,
cautionary
our
tale:
Discord
read cards.
helpfully educated you.
Yes, very helpfully.
That's awesome.
So good. So in my second pool, I
Wait. What were the costs of the cards?
I think it was like a 3 and a 4 or something like that, and I thought it would deal 7 to my 0 cost ship because he was piloting a TIE fighter. So I was like, oh, the difference between. Like I was like, okay, as long as when I played the card, I was thinking he would only flip 1 card and it would compare its value against my card. So I was like, oh, my card costs 0. Even if he flips like a 5, I'm still alive. Obviously, that's not how the card works, right?
No,
so I should have only dealt 1 damage to my Vader because the difference between the cards that he flipped was 1.
Yeah. So he
Oh,
took 7.
okay. So okay,
I took 7 because I thought you
I'm
added
tracking.
the cards together
Tracking.
and dealt the full
Trash.
damage. Yeah, no,
Wild.
yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's my bad.
Yep.
You're like, man,
That's
this
good.
card's terrible. Why would you ever
That's
play
good.
this?
That's good.
So I ran Rio Durant in my second sealed pool, and I had so much fun. Like Rio, just coming out at 5.
He seems
giving
really
a
good.
Little buff was awesome. Deploying him onto the little 3-cost jump master, the 2/4 Sentinel in space, felt really good because it turned into like I think like a 6/9 Sentinel in space. And I sent you guys what I had. I ended up pulling 2 Razor Crest and 2 Mandalorians in my sealed pool, and I was like, I have to play yellow. Like
Yeah, I would have loved that.
I'm like, I have to do yellow, and I had 3 vulture ships. So I was like, okay. I was like, this just seems fun. So we went with Rio, and ended up going 3-1. Lost to a Luke deck because I forgot. I'm just an idiot. But I forgot when Luke deploys, he turns ships into a leader unit. So,
Yeah,
because he played the 4-cost
all pilots.
hero
do.
event. I know. Well,
Yeah,
no,
except
not
Poe.
Poe.
Except
It's just new set, new things, right? I was like,
Well, you were playing Poe the day before too, so you're like, oh,
that's fair.
Yes.
That's fair.
Red Hero pilot.
Yeah. But so he played the 4-cost hero event that creates 2 X-Wing tokens.
Mhm.
And I'm holding on to the yellow card, sweep the area. It's a 3-cost. It says return up to 2 non-leader units in the same arena with a combined cost 3 or less to their owner's hands.
Mhm.
So he plays
it
these 2
kills them.
X-Wings. That's the only vehicle he has. And I'm thinking, oh, I could play this and just get rid of the X-Wings, or I could wait till he deploys. And I'm like, then he deployed, and I tried to play something like, I am an idiot. I don't, what the heck? I don't even know what happened in my
Trash.
brain. It was
Trash.
stupid. So
Absolute trash. You're kicked off the team.
But like Luke
Luke is
when he
really good.
deploys, oh gosh, that 3 extra damage, just nuking stuff
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a lot.
I only dropped 1 game
That's
at
a
my
lot.
pre-release, and it was against a Luke that just like it was a blue Luke too, so he was direct hitting anything I put a pilot on. It was rough.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
extra 3 damage is insane because
It's a
it's
lot
like
of damage.
it's not even a damaged unit, which most of the time these types of abilities are like deal 3 damage to a damaged unit, which
You're used
sucks.
to Mace Windoggy Dog over there.
Yeah. And it's like, nah, he just gets to deal 3 damage on either side of the board, ground
Seems
or
fair.
space.
hmm
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. It was sick. But I did in 2 of my games I got Mandalorian on the Razor Crest, and it just felt
Oh
so good.
baby,
Nice.
I just
That's awesome.
I was like, I don't even care if I lose. I'm just so happy that this happened, and it is pretty sick. Like it really does combo so great together.
Imagine playing the Mandalorian leader and doing that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that is awesome.
With the rifle? Yes.
So that was good. But I got three vultures out with Mandalorian on Razor Crest, protected by
Nice.
Rio on the Sentinel at one point.
That's
it was
awesome.
like I just felt unstoppable. I was like, this is so fun. So yeah, that was I had a great time. Good decks. Did you guys playing different leaders? Did it make you think, ooh, I want to try building something around that leader?
Playing different leaders.
like playing Throw on, did I want to build a Throw on deck?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, like did trying something be like, I actually do want to figure this out.
Yes and no. I mean, Pit was fun, but it felt pretty linear as far as what you were trying to do. I like that those are in the game. The one downside I think with Piet is a lot of the capital ships are legendary, so trying to actually like build the deck optimally feels like it would probably be costly to do so for the casual new player. But it was fun, and I like that. Again, it's like I could build it and then give it to a new player, and it's like pretty intuitive of how to play that thing.
Yeah. I would totally play Han because Han's cool and I like the character. He also feels super linear. It's like you put 1s, 3s, and 5s in your deck, flip and try to ready as many possible resources as you can to have just like an insane turn. Play Boshek on your vehicle, draw 2 cards. Like that's the Han deck. That's all you're never changing that deck.
I saw a lot of complaints on Han that it was like hard to math out like how to like optimize like resource efficiency, but I like that pilots have 2 different costs. So if you have a lot of pilots in the deck anyway, they have like a 3 cost unit side, but then maybe they only cost 2 to pilot. And so I don't know, there's definitely some fun shenanigans to pull off there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I was more inspired by my opponent's Boba decks than my own decks. I was like, wow, Boba seems super fun.
Dude.
I want to build it.
I didn't have to play the Boba at my pre-release. We both ended up going undefeated. I feel like he probably would have beat me because his deck was absolutely cracked.
Just cracked, yeah.
And he had like 2 or 3 of those torpedo barrages, so it's like dealing 6 indirect damage whenever he plays that. And sealed, I feel like that's just super strong.
Dude, in the second pre-release that I played, the Boba player that I played against my buddy Jacob, he played he won initiative, and then first turn he drops the Allegiant General Pride or whatever, and that dude is insane. If you're going first and you just drop that, and like every turn you're dealing 2 indirect on top of the 2 damage that he deals in ground, in sealed, when you're wanting to go space and do fun, space things. It's like that guy just stuck around the whole game basically and dealt probably like 10 damage to me over the course of it. Nuts.
Yeah, that's sweet.
So what would you say were some of the all-star cards that you didn't think were like, or I guess maybe not that you didn't think were going to be good, but like, I don't know. I think you could have 2 questions here. One, what cards did you play that surprised you? But also what cards were like all-stars in your decks? I have one that surprised me a lot. It's that freaking 3-cost 4/1 ambush green spaceship. That dude was cracked. And if your opponent turn 1 drops a TIE bomber, you're like, yeah. I just kill it and I keep my 1 health space unit that has 4 attack.
That's nice, yeah.
That's so much damage early.
That's sweet.
So that was one in my deck that I was like, yeah, this card is actually super good. And then the other the other ground unit that was like 2 costs 2/3 ambush, I think. I played that a lot. It was like a speeder of some kind.
Oh,
that card was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
that's cool. I can't remember off the top of my head if there were any cards like that for me. I
liked the ground vehicles. I thought they were really neat to be able to like lane dodge when your opponent goes hard in space. You can just like pilot on the ground, like the dilapidated thing from episode 8.
Oh, from 8, yeah.
The crate.
I think one of the cards that gave me, I guess I did have one, but Captain Tarkin being a 3-cost 2/5 that's just passively buffing their vehicles +1 and overwhelm. Like in a set where like typically you're not deploying to the ground a ton, like it felt hard. I was like, how the heck am I going to get rid of this Tarkin? I spent all this energy getting rid of this Tarkin so that he's not, getting all these buffs on the vehicles. So these TIE fighters aren't 2/1s. And, it definitely felt harder to answer and probably better in limited than in Premier. But that card definitely stood out to me.
There were a couple games where the I don't remember the name of the ship, but it's a red 2/2 fighter, and when it attacks, you give a ground unit +2/+2.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty sick in a couple of my games where I had like bigs on the ground or something like that, and I could attack for no, this is what I had. I had a Masasi tactical officer or whatever it is, and
you
I had
played that card.
I did.
It's good.
Wow.
I played it
In the
too.
Poe deck. It was really strong
Yeah.
in that deck because I would do that, attack with the thing, and then like give my Poe like +2 attack when while he was on the ground. So it was like attack for 4 and then attack for 6.
Yeah.
And it felt pretty good. Like my opponents didn't really want to, attack into the tactical officer because it's just it's a 0/4. It didn't feel that good to attack into. So that felt stronger than I thought it would. There were other games where my opponent would just play like the 1 cost, deal 2 damage to a ship and kill it, and then I was sad. But yeah,
The Luke Blue was running that freaking Yularen. I had never even seen this card in my life. And he play it, say shielded, and it's like you
what do you do?
immediately have to kill that dude. Otherwise, they just get a
Every
board
ship,
full
yeah.
of space units
Yeah.
that have
Yeah.
shields. And
Yeah,
that
that's
you
nasty.
can't win that.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That card is cracked and sealed.
I'd say for mine, Victor Leader was insane in that Piet deck.
Yeah.
Whoa, that would have been cool to open.
And I got 2 of the pilots. It's like a 2-cost 1/2 Sentinel, and so I got to just buff everything while protecting the leader with the Sentinels.
Nice.
It was just disgusting. So pretty much every game, I think all of my turn 1 plays were 2/2s and just terrible stats. But the moment I played the first capital ship and got that thing out there, I just steamrolled every single game.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So it was nice.
I had an L337, our very own spoiler.
Hey.
Nice.
I had one too in my Poe deck, and I actually thought it was worse than I expected.
Oh, dude!
No.
Because
I played with it and against it, and it did.
And it was pretty
It was
strong.
very
I felt like I only played it in 2 games, I think, but in the games where I played it, it was my opponent made it difficult for me to keep a space unit,
Mhm.
and so it just felt like I was playing a 3-cost 3/3.
I can see that.
Sure. Did you play your Death Star plans at all?
Yes, I in the first pre-release, I opened a hyperspace Death Star plans, had to run it, and it was going to be the sickest play. I was going to play. I put the Death Star plans on my 2/2 ship. He didn't have any space units, and we went to the next turn. He unfortunately had initiative and was able to do like the 1 cost, deal 2 damage to a ship before I could play my 6 cost ship.
No.
you call him
And
a
it was going to
coward?
be so cool, and it was going to be great. And sadly, it didn't work out.
That's so trash.
That is unfortunate thing about the Death Star plans is you are very clearly telegraphing what you're trying to do,
Yep.
and it is
Yep.
a stop.
If
at
I
all
could have had
costs.
initiative, it would have been great, but it
Mm.
was not possible in that situation.
I feel like that card's going to do well in like decks that have just a ton of ambush because it's like attack me, I dare you, and then you'll find a way to get it back, kind of deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Trying to think of any of the cards. I don't know any other cards off the top of my head.
I played
Yeah, I
a
was
lot
looking
of.
at the decks I
pile.
built.
I played a lot of System Shocks. It's the red cost 1
Yeah.
event. Defeat a
Mhm.
non-leader upgrade attached to a unit if you do
You
deal
didn't
1
deal
to
1.
that unit. So it was good cheap pilot removal, even though it was non-leaders.
Mhm.
Mhm.
The other capital ship that I got was the Fleet Interdictor, because that's a fun word to say. 6/6 Sentinel in space in this sealed meta that we're talking about right
Yeah.
now was crazy. Because it would typically stop like 3 of their attacks and then also kill 1 of their units. And it doesn't say non-leader. And so if they put their leader
Right.
on a 3-cost or less space unit, it would kill that. And
They
so
did.
there were a lot of very sad folks as that thing hit the table on the Piet flip turn because it costs 7 and Piet
Mhm.
reduces it by 2. So it was nasty.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Space Sentinels felt pretty
Hmm.
good. Like if I was able to get to 7 and play my Tantive, like that felt like it could shut down and win the game. And then the other like big Space Sentinels were cool and pretty strong.
Yeah.
You guys have any other any other events that you're going to?
Tonight,
Yeah, you're
I'm
going
going
tonight?
to a pre-release
Nice.
tonight.
I
last
may go to
pre-release.
one Thursday.
I'm going to try to go to a
Nice.
draft on Wednesday that they're open.
That'll be fun.
So
I want to
First
draft
draft?
this set so bad.
I do too.
We've got a
I'm
draft
excited.
this Sunday, so that's what I'm.
That's
Would
the thing
you
I'm most
say-
looking forward to.
So far that this feels like the most fun limited set.
That's hard. I think it's the most fun since set 1 at the very least.
Yeah, set 1 is so fun.
Set
But-
3 limited wasn't like insane to like that crazy to me. Like exploit and coordinate was obviously better than exploit, I think, because well, I don't know. It depends on what you got. But yeah, set 2 was all right with the like bounties and stuff, but nothing crazy.
Yeah. I thought set 2 was fun sometimes and annoying other times when you have to like keep looking at your cards to
smuggle.
Yeah, your resources for smuggle and not forget all that stuff. Because I'm bad at remembering those things. But I mean, I think I had the most fun, at least in sealed, with this set.
Yeah.
It just felt like everything was so cohesive together, and there was like a clear theme to the expansion, whereas previous ones like the first set was mostly around an era, the third set was similar, mostly around an era, second set was sort of like smugglers, bounty hunters, but it was a bit more loose. I don't know, just like seeing all the ships on the table and everybody kind of dogfighting was kind of fun.
Yeah, I definitely, I feel like I struggled more to evaluate cards and evaluate what my move is. Like Jim said, oh, it's just, this is my pile, this is what I'm building. I'm like, I had the complete opposite experience. Normally I do have that experience with sealed or draft. I'm like, this is, like, I would sit and be like, I don't know. I'm like, because just the turn 1 plays all felt pretty weak in general. So it's like, but if you can upgrade them quickly, but then are you playing too much into the Voltron thing and you lose that unit? Like I did get greedy in one play where I thought I could throw Mandalorian on something on a resupply carrier and take out a Luke, and then it got bounced, and I was like, oh gosh, that just wasted so many resources. So I struggled to evaluate quickly, and I heard other people saying the same thing. Like I don't know, what's even yesterday. at the Rio Durant one that I did, I had a Luke, and I had 3 of those. The Y-wing, it's the 1/3, the red 1/3 that does indirect. I had 3 of those with a Luke, and I thought maybe I just go that way because I have 3 of those, and I feel like I'll be able to do the Luke thing pretty consistently with 3 Vulture droids and 3 of those Y-wings. But I don't know. So ask me again in a month or two after I get some more limited play, because I definitely felt a little bit more lost this time than in previous sets.
Yeah. Oh, well, I can answer that. I can fix that for you. You just pull a showcase and then it decides what you're playing, because the rule is if you pull a showcase, you have to play it.
I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. That is the rule. But
you'll figure it out one day.
Just get better luck.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all you got to do.
The next thing about this set is we're going to have to try this 80 card deck in Twin Suns.
Yeah, we do.
That's true.
We've got 80 card decks, baby.
That is true. Hey, do we still want to do an unplayable sealed tournament?
That'd be fun.
Just sealed fun time.
I'm down.
Like we can build a deck real quick when we get packs and play.
Sure.
If you're watching this and you actually want to see that, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking it's March, so all I care about is March.
Can we do it with Carbonite packs? 6 Carbonite packs. Build a deck.
I'm down.
Y'all have fun. I'm down for it.
Yeah,
sure.
I was gonna say. Excuse me.
You know what they say? Scare money don't make money. So.
And you have to play without sleeves.
Oh wow. Maniac.
Honestly, that sounds funny.
And you have to riffle shuffle.
I can see the comments. I can hear the comments.
Yeah, I can hear the hate.
That's wild.
That's so funny. Yeah. So good overall weekend. What was the vibes at the pre-releases for you guys? Were people like amped for a new set? Were people like, oh, thank God, I'm ready for a new meta? Or was it like casual? Were people trying to sweat? What was it? General vibes.
It felt very rejuvenated was the word that I would say. Like everyone is like, oh, breath of fresh air. It's not just rinse repeat from the previous ones. Still very casual as well, which I love for events like this, that new players can come in. And I don't remember any like brand new players to the game, at least in mine. Did y'all have any at your rolls?
We had a bunch.
I didn't have brand new players, but we had a couple of players that I've never seen before, and they only play limited since the beginning of the game.
Wow, that's
they've
cool.
only played limited, and that's why I've never seen them, because they don't come to Thursdays because it's constructed night. And they said that they don't even know how to build a deck, is what they said. Like, they don't even know what that's about. They just come and play limited. They do drafts and steal,
That's
which I
awesome.
thought was
That's
amazing.
David's dream.
We need more
Honestly,
people
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, we do have a couple of those in our. I only see them at drafts and pre-releases, and I think that's great. At our pre-releases, both pre-releases that we had guys who had played less than 10 games. Who
Awesome.
were
Nice.
brand
Wow,
new.
nice.
And so I was trying to like give them some advice on their deck building or and some of the weird things. But so I was really encouraged by that too. It rejuvenated is, I think, a perfect word for it. It felt like, oh, this is what it felt like a year ago when we were opening set one. And
yeah, there's a lot of excitement around the expansion itself, and then a lot of excitement around the Carbonite packs and just the excitement of those cool cards that you can open. People were showing off the serialized cards and foil prestiges that they were opening during that weekend, which was super fun. On both of mine, we had people that came in from like the town over, which was nice. So
Nice.
I'm actually hoping that one of the local shops here can host us like Tuesday nights, and we can actually have a legit like weekly organized play experience in this little town. And that'd be great because got to play more in person.
yes,
Totally.
Speaking of weekly OP, did you guys get the OP packs at yours?
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
Did you get an OP pack, Mike?
I did. I sure did.
What'd you get?
Did you get the Han?
I did get the Han. They're over here.
Yes!
I got the foil Han. I was opening them, and I was like, I was like, no way. Like I couldn't believe it. And that was at the same pre-release where I opened the Thrawn. So I was like, wow.
Oh, wow.
My luck.
Like, I'm going home
luck.
and I'm opening some Carbonite boxes right now.
And that's literally what I did.
I'm picking up a lottery ticket on the way.
Crazy. Yeah. And one of them had Piet and the other one had Rio. So it worked out.
Nice.
But yeah, it was at that one, he gave out a ton. He gave like, I think it was like 4 set 3 OP packs and 4 set 4 OP packs.
Nice.
So yeah, the Han was the highlight, but I also got a foil fire spray, and that looked sick.
Oh, awesome.
I just wish they didn't curl.
Yeah, I only got one, unfortunately, but it was cool to open. I love the fact that they all have a foil in it is such an upgrade. Honestly.
It's nice that they have the foils.
I pulled the foil Director Krennic, and it made me want to build a deck with Krennic immediately. I was like, this looks so good. I saw another one with Tarkin, and I was like, that Tarkin looks so much better. And yeah.
I got the foil IG-88, and the art is just so cool to me. I love
see
it.
the curl from here.
Yeah, the curls.
Yeah, I know.
All right,
they need to figure that out.
Yeah, it's not good. So I can't play the card in any deck, but
I'm just gonna keep yelling about it until it gets changed.
It's good. Cold
so I might be yelling
works.
about it forever.
Cold foil works.
Well, it seems like the prestige foils don't curl.
Oh, interesting.
That is small amount.
Not near. Well, yeah. I guess I'm gonna leave them out
a tiny bit.
But so far, they look at least good enough to put into a sleep deck and not worry about it.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, I just play that stuff in my decks anyways, and
me too.
I haven't been DQ'd.
If you call me on it,
so
well, I'll happily take the L.
I'm just too OCD.
Yeah,
I just don't want them.
No, I'm like I have a regular version and a foil version. Like, let's play the foil version. Like, my deck is probably
that's why I'm gonna send you all my
50-50. I know, honestly, like I just want to run an all foil deck. That's my goal.
I double sleeve my cards, and it feels like it keeps them straight enough that you can't cut the deck on the foils.
I was playing one recently that just had one foil in it. It was single sleeved, and I could legitimately tell exactly where that card was the whole time. So it unfortunately is very noticeable.
Yeah. So what would you say about this set as a jumping in point for new players? So we were just talking about new players. I was going to bring it up before we got sidetracked. Yeah. Do you think this is like a good hopping in set? Like, hey, come play Star Wars Unlimited. This is a great place to start.
I would say it's definitely a welcome back set. Like for people who maybe like took a hiatus, I think it's great to hop back in.
So some of the mechanics are a little confusing for new like net new players. Maybe
that's where I'm at with it. Like set 1 was so simplified with its things, and piloting makes sense, but there's some things that aren't super intuitive. That does make it a little bit more complicated than I would expect for a complete like welcome back to the game kind of deal.
Yeah, I had to explain even just the numbers to one of the new players. I was like, okay, no, because he thought you just added them together when they were out as a unit, and I was like, no, I get why you think that, but because you don't, but this is if he's on the ground, this is if he's a pilot, and I don't know. So yeah, I do think in general it's the cool factors there, the theme factors there. Mechanics are a little complicated for a brand new person, but it looks cool.
Definitely still teachable.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think it's that complicated. I feel like it's less complicated than Smuggle was.
Smuggle was
it has a similar
probably not, but yeah.
thing.
But I don't know if Smuggle is like a super new player friendly mechanic either.
Right. I don't know.
But it's not that bad. Like I wouldn't be too scared to teach somebody new how to play this expansion.
Sure.
But there are some nuance to it. There's like little nuances that like are not immediately obvious. Sorry if you guys can hear a child screaming in my background.
It's all good, man.
I do like that like all of the like main characters are in this set. Like except for Mace, sorry. But like you got the Luke, you got the Vader, you got the Han, you got the like.
There's no Chirrut either, for the record.
No Chirrut's tough. But
he said again, main characters.
Yeah, thank you. Crazy.
I am surprised for it being a piloting set. We didn't get like a Plo Koon pilot or something because isn't he like known for being a pilot? Like he was like a good pilot. And a lot of people pointed out Hera being like one of the greatest pilots.
Yeah, Hera should have been a pilot leader for sure.
Yeah,
1000%. No excuse. Who do we get instead? Lando, I guess. And what was the other blue one?
Rose.
Rose. Oh, come on.
Yeah, she's not even a pilot. Right. She's just based around vehicles.
She's like a mechanic, I guess. But come on, if we could get a Hera leader or a Rose leader, really?
Hera would have been sick.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Any other? Did we forget anything? Is there anything we're like, oh, we should have talked about?
I'm sure we'll remember after this episode.
As we hit stop recording, right?
Yeah, that's right. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let us know what you want us to talk about next time, and we'll hit it next time if we didn't talk about something.
There you go. Awesome. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.